Okay, good morning, Year 10. It's time for us to move on to the ablative case. So, hopefully, you'll be reasonably familiar with the ablative case so far. It's been used with prepositions, so for example, e or ex. It has been used as a locative ablative, so for example, caecilius est in horto. It shouldn't be something that's entirely familiar to you because you should know your noun endings by now, so you should be able to identify what an ablative is. So, I implore you to write this down so that you've got your own copy of it. The ablative case is usually translated as either by, with, or from. Okay? 3 translations to remember there for the ablative. The easiest thing for you to do is remember those 3, and when you encounter a sentence that's got the ablative in it, you pick the one that fits it best. Okay? I have here listed every single ablative noun ending. So, as you can see, for first declension singular, it's got that long ah there. So, puella, for example. For second declension singular, o, as in so woe. Third declension, it's obey. Third declension again, by. Fourth declension is u, and fifth declension is a. Okay, the easiest way to recognise the ablative, though, in the plural, is it will either be ibus or is. So, here's some examples for you. Roma discessit, he departed from Athens. Graecia in Italiam navigaverunt, they sailed from Greece to Italy. Gladio armabat, he was armed with a sword. Okay, so a couple of different ways for you to translate that there. There is something that you do need to note for once we get further on into Cambridge Latin Book 4. There is a special use of the ablatives when it's put with a passive. It's called an ablative of agent, and it essentially means if someone has something done to them by something. You don't need to worry about it now because we've not done any passives yet, but I just wanted to make you aware of it, that we will be coming across more and different uses of the ablatives in the future. So, if we have a look at some of the Latin on CLC 3 on page 122. Post mortem cogidubni, salvius regnum eius occupavit. After the death of Cogidubnus, Salvius took over his kingdom. Coepit pecuniam statim extorquere a Britannis. Once he began to extort money from the Britons. Bellimicus audiuabat salvium princeps canticorum. Bellimicus, the chief of the Cantici, was helping Salvius. So the reason why I've decided to let you see these model sentences that have got nothing to do with the ablative is because some of you are sort of losing confidence when it comes to your translations. What you should hopefully see there is that I have started with the nominative, I've gone on to translate the verb, and then I've translated the accusative. I've kind of fit everything else in around that. So, Agricola Britannicus habitabat prope aulam, qui noluit tradere pecuniam salvio. A British farmer was living near the palace who did not want to hand over money to Salvius. Igiter Salvius imperavit militibus ut deriperent cassam agricolae. Therefore Salvius ordered the soldiers to ransack the farmer's small house. Hopefully there you have noticed that use of imperavit and ut, hopefully you've realised that that is a indirect command. Centurionem, praefecit centurionem militibus, he placed a centurion in charge of the soldiers. So, let's get down to business. We're not defeating the Huns, but we are going to start encountering an ablative here. So, milites gladiis hastisque armati cassam agricolae appugnaverunt. I have taken this opportunity to pre-parse this sentence for you. So, in the nominative, we've got a plural here, the soldiers. Gladiis and hastis, I've noticed, are either dative or ablative. So this is the problem that you're going to see in real text, is you're going to be unsure whether it's a dative or it's an ablative. Hopefully you'll be able to see from the context, though, what case things are in, okay? Armati is a PPP there, so armed or having been armed. We've got an accusative here, singular, small house. Genitive, agricolae, of the farmer. An adverb, third person plural, they attacked. So, soldiers, armed with swords and spears, attacked the farmer's small house. So how I've come to that translation is I've gone through all of the possible different ways that I could translate it as either dative or ablative, and I've decided that the one that makes sense is to use the word with here. Okay? So, armed with swords and with spears. So, if you are struggling to recognise the ablative, which hopefully you aren't, I've only got one suggestion for you. Learn your noun endings. It's no longer funny if you still don't know your noun endings, because you're going to continue to struggle, okay? You need to make sure that you know all of your noun endings in order to be able to recognise the different cases of nouns and adjectives. It is time to make sure that you have got those down pat, okay? So your task for today then is to translate the numbered model sentences that I've started with you on pages 122 to 124, okay? It is in stage 28. You should be able to use the CLC3 online dictionary if that is what you would like to do. And what I would also like you to do is make sure that you submit your translations for the model sentences over Show My Homework so that I can see how you're getting on. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a nice day.